Hello friends, today I'm doing a little bit of a juicy video. I asked you guys to send in your assumptions on my Instagram stories and you did not hold back. I have to say there were so many lovely ones, but there was also some absolutely brutal ones, but I was asking for it and we're going to jump into them right now because there's literally hundreds. So I'll try and answer as many as I can, but I won't be able to get back to all of them, but I will do my best. Let's jump in. I haven't picked any out, I'm literally just going to scroll through and just pick some random ones and go from there. Okay, first one. You love the Surrey life, but you get London FOMO. And I have to say, I don't think that this is correct. I actually discussed this quite recently with Ant because I've been going into London quite a lot for different things on evenings and weekends. And I said to him, do you miss living in London? And he said, absolutely not. And I have to say that I totally agree. There is no doubt that London is my favourite city in the world. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I thoroughly enjoyed living there and I will treasure those memories forever. But I'm so happy where we are. I feel like we have the best of both worlds because we can be in the centre of London in 30 to 40 minutes, but we can be in the Surrey Hills in 5 minutes, or literally 30 seconds from our door we can be in the woods. So I don't have any FOMO because it's so easy for me to access everything that's happening in London, but I also get to enjoy the pleasures of being out in green space and living in the fresh air. So I could not be happier with where we live. I genuinely am obsessed, and anybody who I talk to who wants to move to Surrey, I'm an advocate for it. I am very biased, but I just think it's an amazing place to be, and yeah, I'm really happy here. You're only happy when you're busy. And I wouldn't say that I'm only happy when I'm busy, but I feel my best when I'm busy. I'm not unhappy when I'm not busy, but I just thrive on a bit of chaos. I thrive on being a little bit overwhelmed. I thrive on drowning slightly. I enjoy that feeling. Kind of enjoy it, kind of don't enjoy it. It's a double-edged sword, love-hate relationship, but I just find that I function best, perform best, and get the most done when my life is a little bit hectic. So I wouldn't say that I'm only happy when I'm busy, but I would just say that I'm in my element when I'm busy. But I'm okay when I'm not busy. I just prefer to be busy, you know? You don't drink. No, I definitely do drink. I have a whole fridge full of gin, but I have a very relaxed relationship with alcohol. I just drink when I'm in a scenario where drinking makes sense. So I went out for dinner last night with some friends and I had an Aperol Spritz in the sunshine, but then I probably won't drink again now for a couple of weeks until there's another scenario like that where it makes sense to just have a little drink with friends, or it's a social setting where it just feels natural to share a drink with my friends. But also similarly, sometimes I'll opt for a non-alcoholic option and I'm totally cool with that. It just depends on the day. But I do drink, I just don't drink a lot. Ant is your first boyfriend. Ant is not my first boyfriend, he is my second boyfriend. Before Ant, I was single for 3 years, and in those 3 years, I loved being single. I just had the best time. I loved living my own life for myself, and I wasn't looking for anyone. But then Ant just came in like this hurricane and just sucked me in because I just thought he was amazing. And yeah, he completely changed the game for me, and Ant knows this. He wasn't my type at the time that we met because I had a certain type that I was interested in, and I'm so glad that I didn't limit myself to one type of man, because Ant, exactly as I said, was not that man, but he was the right man for me. And it just goes to show me that in my personal situation, having a specific type didn't really work out for me. I just needed to find the right person for me, not the right type of person, just the right human being. Okay, by far the most by far assumption is that I come from a super privileged background, that my family's super rich, and all that sort of stuff to do with like family money, wealth, and privilege. Let's be real here, I definitely come from a middle class background, but I would not say that my parents are like upper class, super wealthy, crazy rich wildness, but they are most definitely middle class, upper middle class, doing very well for themselves. And I am so grateful that I was raised by such caring, compassionate, ambitious, generous and loving parents. And yeah, I'm not going to deny the fact that I was raised in a middle class household, and yes, I did go to private school. That was another assumption. Yes, I went to private school, and yeah, I'm not going to deny that, but I definitely acknowledge the fact that I am super duper privileged in more ways than one. Not just the way that I was raised and the education that I had, but also the way that I look. I am a slim, white, blonde woman with blue eyes, and I just feel like there's so many factors of privilege that are coming into play here. And yes, my parents being middle class is one of them. Another assumption that I had was this one. It actually came up a few different times in different wordings, but this girl says, you've been given money to be able to live in a house like yours at your age. So thinking that my parents supported me and gave me money to be able to live in this house and have this lifestyle. So that is an incorrect assumption. Since I moved to London when I was in my early 20s, my parents have not financially supported me. They did support me for the first few months, maybe 3 months. They gave me some money to put towards my rent. But then once I got myself on my feet and I was able to provide for myself and pay my own rent, they have not given me money since then. They have not put money into this house. They've not put money into the renovations. They've not put money into the car. They've not put money into anything in my life since I got past that first couple of months that I moved to London. And I feel super duper grateful that they've supported me in that way with that money when I first moved to London, or I would have never been able to take that first step and move to the big city and try to start building something for myself. And I'm eternally grateful for the fact that my parents supported me in that way. But since then, they have supported me with love and kindness and emotional support. And yeah, they have not put money into this house. That you don't eat chocolate or sweeties. I literally eat chocolate and sweet stuff every single day of my life. I will have chocolate or ice cream every day. Every day. We're really getting juicy right now. Another assumption is that you and Ant never fight and you never felt insecure in your relationship. It looks like a dream. Well, thank you very much for that. I feel really grateful that Ant and I do have a really healthy, open, communicative relationship, and we just get on really well, and I'm really happy with him. But that being said, we are by no means perfect, and we definitely have our clashes and we definitely have our issues. But I just don't talk about these things online because there has to be some boundaries in my life, guys, of things that I share and things that I don't share. And I don't share things that are going on in Ant and I's relationship. But I just want to let you know that we are not perfect. We do argue, we do have wobbles, we do have moments where things aren't great at all, but that's just the nature of being in a long-term relationship. But ultimately, I think there's this expectation that relationships have to be sunshine and rainbows and sparks all day, every day for the rest of your life. And I actually think sometimes in a relationship, it's choosing to love somebody even when it's really hard, or even when you're going through a challenge together, or you're struggling to get through something together, is choosing to love them despite the challenges and to work on it despite it being difficult. And I think we've definitely had to do that over the course of the past few years. So yes, our relationship is strong and it's stable and it's filled with trust and honesty and love, but we definitely have our challenges and our moments. And I think that's just being human and sharing your life with another human. That you could never go on holiday and just go with the flow and see what happens. And also another assumption that I just saw, it was one of the last ones that came in. It said, being spontaneous doesn't come naturally, you would rather have a game plan. I would say these are very accurate assumptions, guys. I am very much a planner, an organizer. I can't just go by the seat of my pants. I kind of just have to plan things, schedule them. If I'm going to go to a new destination, I have to research it and decide what I want to do, what I want to see, the hikes I want to do. And the reason that I'm like this, the reason that I think that I'm like this, is because I'm just so determined to squeeze every single drop of joy and fun and experience and beauty out of my life. And I find that for me, planning allows me to fit more into my days and allows me to have better experiences, especially when I'm traveling. If you don't pre-plan, you can actually miss out on a lot of things. Obviously, it opens up space for spontaneous experiences to happen, but you might need to pre-book something in advance to be able to make it happen. So I like to plan because it makes me feel like I'm getting the most out of my day, out of my travels, out of my literal life. Next up, you are always calm and chirpy. That is a very nice assumption, thank you very much. So in terms of chirpy, I would definitely say that I am a naturally optimistic and positive person, and I'm always looking for the good in things, and I'm very grateful that my mindset has lent in that direction as I've got older. I do think I've genuinely been like this my whole adult life, but yeah, I am naturally a positive, optimistic, proactive person in that way, so I think that's quite a nice, accurate assumption, if I do say so myself. And in terms of calm, I would say, yeah, most of the time. I am somebody who's pretty chill, especially in situations like, for example, I'm going away this weekend and my flight home got cancelled the other day. And when I found out the flight was cancelled, I did not panic, I did not get angry, I did not get frustrated, I did not feel anything other than like okay, let's handle this, because ultimately my philosophy with this sort of stuff is control the controllables. I can't control that the flight is cancelled. I can't make it take off. I can't make them change that situation. I can't make it not happen. So ultimately, I think it's a waste of my energy to get annoyed about the fact that the flight is cancelled. I would rather use that energy and focus it into resolving the situation, organising a new flight, and focusing on the things that I can control, so getting myself home somehow. So yeah, I very much follow the philosophy of control the controllables, which I think genuinely helps me stay calm in the majority of situations. So yeah, majority calm, but I'm sure that there's probably some situations in life where I would lose my cool, but I cannot think of the last time that I lost my cool. That you have never cheated on anyone. No, I've never cheated on anybody, and I have not, to my knowledge, been cheated on either. So very, very, very grateful to have not experienced that in either direction. You are a millionaire. Absolutely not. Bloody wish I was though, that would be nice, wouldn't it? You exercise because you want to and because you enjoy it, not because you feel like you have to. Yeah, 110%. I love training, I love exercising, I love moving my body, and I do it because not only is it something which brings me joy and makes me feel good, but it's just a part of my routine, it's part of my habits, it's part of my life, and I feel weird if I don't do it. It's just part of me now, you know? You have invested heavily in cryptocurrency. I have not invested a single penny in cryptocurrency. You and Ant don't talk about marriage or kids. No, Ant and I do. We do talk about these things quite a lot. Not like every day or not even every week, but we just sort of touch on things as and when they come up. Especially now that I've come around to the idea of potentially birthing a child one day and raising a human being. It's a topic which comes up every so often. So for example, if we see somebody on a hike who's got a baby in their backpack, I'll be like, that'll be us, babe. That's literally like parenting goals, you know, hiking with your kid on your back. Okay, the next one is juicy, guys, and I weighed up if I was going to answer this or not, but I think I will, and that is the assumption that I have Botox, and that is, ding ding ding, a correct assumption. I do have Botox, and I've had it for a long time. I've been having Botox since I was 25, and I'm about to turn 30, so it's been a long old time, guys, and I've never spoken about it. And that's not because I wanted to be deceitful or anything, but ultimately I think when it comes to Botox, it's a double-edged sword. This topic is such a double-edged sword because I've always wanted to be a positive influence on the internet, and if you talk openly about things like Botox, then I feel like you're promoting people getting Botox. Even if I'm not saying everybody go out and get Botox, me having Botox normalizes it, so other people think, oh, if Zanna has it, then I'll get it. So that makes me concerned. But then also, if I don't talk about getting Botox, am I having a lack of transparency and setting unrealistic beauty standards by not acknowledging the fact that I've had Botox, which has helped my forehead stay smooth over the years? It's a no-win situation. I've never really known what to do about it, so I've just kept my mouth shut. But ultimately, I'm about to hit 30. I've had Botox for 5 years. I might as well just blooming tell you. So yes, I've had Botox. I have not had filler or anything like that, but I have had Botox, and it feels really crazy to be saying this because it's just something which has not been a topic that I've touched on for years, but in the nature of transparency, here you are. I've had it. I just want to be responsible online and not encourage anybody else to get it. I don't think you need to get it, it's just something which I wanted and I like having, and I'm going to stop talking about it now because... You have a cleaner. Yes, we have a cleaner. She's called Georgina. She comes every Friday. She's amazing. We love her. But also, Ant is obsessed with cleaning, because I do get a lot of questions about how to keep your house so clean. Ant is actually obsessed with cleaning. Completely and utterly obsessed with cleaning. And he can't go to sleep if the house isn't absolutely perfect. So I feel very grateful that I live with a man who wants to live in a clean, spick and span household. I feel very, very grateful for that. So yes, he is definitely the cleaner one of us two. Before I met him, I lived in a flat with 3 boys, and I was definitely the clean one. But then I moved in with Ant and I realized that I'm just like a normal level of clean. Ant is next level, other stratosphere level of clean, and I will never be that clean. And even if I try, I will never be on his level. So I just let him live his clean life, and I'm very grateful that I get to coexist in this clean space with him. Okay, I'm just gonna do 1 or 2 more. The next one says, you never have a lie-in or a sofa day with all the snacks. That is a very accurate assumption. very, very accurate assumption. I never do that. And sometimes I wish I was that person who did that. Sometimes I wish I could let myself do that, but I can't. But I would really like to. I'd really like to do that, I just don't do it. You easily make connections with people. Yes, 100%. And it's an issue because I love meeting new people. I love getting to know new human beings, opening up, connecting. I thoroughly enjoy that process. But the problem is I get so attached. Oh, hello train. The problem is that I get so attached to people so quickly, and I just want to be friends with everyone, and then there's not enough time in life to be friends with everybody that you meet and that you connect with. And yeah, that's my issue. And the last one is you don't have any cellulite. That is an incorrect assumption because I definitely do have cellulite, especially on the back of my thighs, the side of my thighs, the front of my thighs in general, and my bum cheeks. So yeah, not really anything like on my arms or stomach. Never know, could happen later in life. But right now, mostly on like bum and legs. There's a lot of it going on there. I see it in my photos all the time and I just kind of roll with it because I know that my body's fit and healthy, and I know that my body right now really feels like it's thriving. And if my body's thriving and it has cellulite on it, then my body clearly wants it there. So yeah, I'm totally cool with having cellulite. So thank you so, so much for all of your assumptions. Obviously in this video I read out a lot of the interesting or controversial or more difficult to answer ones because I felt like, you know, that's probably the most interesting things for you guys to see. But I just want to say thank you so much for all of the kindness. I had some absolutely lovely words left in that question box on my Instagram stories, and it just made my day reading through them. So thank you so much for your kindness. And I just really, really hope you guys found this video interesting. If you did like it and you valued my honesty and appreciated my honesty, then please do give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. And please hit subscribe. There's lots more videos where this one came from. And I'll see you guys super soon. Bye.